8 keys to self-love. Key number 7, negativity bias. Hello lovelies, it's Tiina here from Own, Kind and Wonderful, helping you reclaim you truly are. So key number 7 in our series about self-love, really honing in on negativity bias. I mentioned this in key number 4, and we're really going to drill down on that today. Now, why are we talking about negativity when we're talking about self-love? Well, if we can have an understanding of how we work as human beings, we can also understand where we need to put some effort in changing our worldview if we want to, and changing the view of ourselves if we want to deepen some self-love. So Alison Ledgerwood did a great TED talk about negativity bias, and she explains this very well in that. So there's a link here to that one that you can go and watch after you've watched this video, of course, right? So we have a bias to focus in on the negative in life, right? So if we get some positive feedback, we're like, yay, that was nice, for a little while, right? And then we come back to baseline. But if we get some negative feedback, we go, oh no. And it takes us a long time to bounce back. And often we don't even bounce back to the baseline. Sometimes we stay underneath that. And then the next negative feedback comes and we go, oh no. And then we dip even further down, right? Because we put so much more weight into that negative feedback. So what is it that they say? You need 10 positive things to counteract one negative thing, right? So that negative weighs a lot. And Alison and her team did some research into, well, why is this? What's happening? And they did some research that showed that while we quite readily go from a gain perspective to a loss perspective in whatever way, you know, about a person, about a situation, we quite easily do that. But it's much harder from us to go from a loss perspective to a gains perspective. For example, about a person. So if we've heard something negative about a person, like, that, they're not that great. And then we hear something good about them, we're like, no, like the first information I had was bad, like, the loss. So the gain doesn't come easily. Whereas if we hear a good thing about a person, we're like, wow, he's great, that's fantastic. And then we hear a bad thing about that person, bad thing. We quite easily kind of go, oh, all right, that must be true then, and we hang on to that negative, that loss perspective, right? So the interesting thing is, where is your focus? Is it on the negative or is it on the positive? And I mean, historically, like thousands and thousands of years ago, we had to have that negative perspective, because it was about survival. Like I couldn't walk around and kind of think, well, maybe that tiger is not going to attack me today, right? No, I had to kind of assume worst case scenario. Today, we don't have to do that anymore. But we're still living in those patterns. But now that we understand that we do that, we can do something about it. So one of the things that Alison says that her husband does these days is when she comes home from work, and she kind of goes, oh, this happened, that happened, oh, because of course we much easier see the negative stuff that has happened during the day, is to ask this question: what happened today that was good, right? And once we ask that question, what happened today that was good, we can refocus our mind and kind of go, yeah, actually, this happened that was good, and that, and that. And actually, we can find quite a lot of stuff that was good. So putting this into a self-love perspective, okay? What was great about me today? What did I do well today? What did I enjoy today about myself and the way I handle a situation, for example? Because of course, we talked about in the language episode how our monkey mind feeds us quite a lot of negative stuff. And again, it's over and over again, like, okay, so how can I shift that? Where's my focus? Is my focus going to be on that which brings me down? or is my focus going to be on that which makes me feel better and gives me more joy, and actually a space of creativity and possibilities, right? Why is it easier to believe something bad about someone than something good about someone? I'm just putting that question to you, and you can tell me in the comments. And why is it easier to think negatively about yourself than positively? Okay, that's a question for you again. So do subscribe. We've got many episodes in this series, of course. We're coming to the end of it. Next time is the last one. It's a book recommendation, actually. So there's a few episodes. It's almost like a coaching journey. There's lots of good questions and exercises for you to do if you want to deepen your self-love, or share this with someone you know is struggling a little bit with that. So every week, Tuesday and Thursday, there's a new episode out. So I'll hope to see you next time. Bye now.